Okay, go.
All right, ready?
Yeah, okay, I'm ready.
All right, great. So go ahead, fire away with the first question. I'm ready.
Okay, so basically, I have a bunch of stuff written down, and
Okay.
maybe I'll get. Is that I think that you and Prahlad have a lot of similarities. Like
Yeah.
you have more in common than different.
Mm-hmm.
The way I see it, you both follow rhythmic order. You don't want any bonus screws or anything. So,
Yeah.
I just think it's a shame that we can't all just get along.
Right. Well, that's what I've always tried to do, but generally I never start attacking other Ritviks. When they attack me, I respond, and that's what I've done in this case. As soon as the Wendell Turley suit was filed, Sanat and Mukunda just went ballistic and started saying I'm an offender, I'm a demon, and they wrote letters to Wendell Turley. They wrote letters to the New York Times. They tried to cause me a lot of trouble, and they did cause me trouble. Because they wrote to Wendell Turley, I was unable to negotiate further. And they told me, now that the children are getting officially death threats, you can no longer negotiate anything because we have to handle the death threats. They just put a gag on the whole thing. So I was unable, they stopped me from negotiating. Once they sent a letter to Wendell Turley saying these children have to be killed, that was officially recorded as a death threat to the children. So they messed up my whole ability to negotiate. I was in the middle of a delicate negotiation, and they just send a death threat to the children. Hello, that messed me up. So after they did that, I had to respond, and I published their threat on my newsletter. I sent a copy of it to the Angelica police. I sent a copy of it to the Dallas police. Turley officially probably sent it into the Dallas court. I mean, their death threat was all over the place at the time. That was
Okay, so
1999. They
well,
said the,
okay,
the children need to be killed, chopped up, and fed to dogs. There's going to be a bloodbath in Dallas. This was what they were writing.
well,
Publicly, it was on their
I think,
website.
I think the unfortunate thing is that that letter, from my understanding, is that the letter was taken out of context. That Sanat was trying to say that, he was trying to quote scripture saying that people that offend Prabhupada should be killed or something like that.
Okay, that's
Not
fine. That's fine. But
I
why?
mean, I still think that. I mean, personally, I wouldn't write something like that. I would.
Okay, but wait a minute. Wait a minute. Go back up a little bit.
Everyone.
Why is there going to be
Okay, hold on.
why is there going to be a bloodbath in Dallas? Why not make a bloodbath in Mayapur where the leaders are? A bloodbath in Dallas means we're going to go after the victims. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
They said in the letter there's going to be a bloodbath in Dallas. That's the children they're talking about.
See, I mean, that's kind of like the whole ridiculous thing is that everybody isn't focusing on like the main problem. It's like people are like doing
Well,
infighting.
the problem was in Mayapur. If you want a bloodbath, fine. Why not have a bloodbath in Mayapur where the leaders are? In other words, they went after the victims. That is what startled everybody. The children are the victims. If you want a bloodbath, go after the people that caused all this problem for the children. Don't go after the victims. Nobody goes after victims like that. You see my point?
Well, yeah, I agree. But
Okay, good.
my understanding is that okay, what even sparked that letter
Yeah.
was the fact that Prabhupada was named as a defendant, saying that he knew about the child abuses and covered that. One of the questions I had to you is that, I know no devotee would write that. So who wrote that? Like
The
the
children,
lawyer?
that was the testimony of the children. The children testified to Turley that Prabhupada wanted these gurus, Prabhupada wanted these Guru Kula schools, Prabhupada wanted this, Prabhupada wanted everything. So the children were telling Turley that, in other words, the children are still like that.
Okay.
This is not a new thing. The children still have this attitude that Prabhupada caused all this problem.
Okay. See, I thought some lawyer put that in or something. See, I don't know where all this is coming from.
Turley got that from the children. The children testified that, you know,
Okay.
Prabhupada wanted this, Prabhupada wanted these gurus, Prabhupada wanted these Guru Kulis schools, Prabhupada wanted everything. And they still think that. Right now, how many Guru Kulis go to the Berkeley Temple? Just about zero. They're fried. They do not participate in their religion. A lot of them still believe Krishna is bad, Prabhupada is bad. They still believe that today. This is not something that just happened overnight. You see my point?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
And they're still like that. So they were saying Prabhupada did this, Krishna wanted that, Vedic culture is bogus, and a lot of them still think that way. So that was, and how did they get those ideas? They got those ideas from the adults. The adults were telling them Prabhupada wanted these gurus, Prabhupada wanted this Gurukula school, Prabhupada wanted you to be separated from your parents, Prabhupada wanted everything, you know. So the adults, the parents, and the leaders of ISKCON were all telling the children this information, and they were brainwashed to think this way. But guess who else was part of that system? Sanat and Mukunda. They were worshiping, you know, Sanat was worshiping Satsvarup. Mukunda was worshiping, I think, Bhagavan. I'm not sure, in England. So the reason the children were brainwashed is because people like Sanat and Mukunda were part of the problem. They were also telling the children, this is what Prabhupada wants. You got it? You understand what I'm saying? They were part of the problem.
It still doesn't make sense to me how Sanat and Mukunda are you know, tiring with this. I mean,
well, they wrote the letter. They are the ones that started all this by writing that letter.
Sanat wrote it.
And Mukunda put it on his website.
Might have put it on his website.
And Mukunda even recently said, just a couple of weeks ago, that he still thinks this was all right. He says, we were just quoting Shastra and blah, blah. Where in Shastra does it say there's going to be a bloodbath in Dallas? That's not Shastra. You know, they made this up. They wanted to attack the victims. Dallas is the victims. Dallas is the children. And they says, let's go after Dallas. Why not go after Mayapur? Why not go after Bhavananda? Why does Bhavananda get scot-free? They're still not going after Bhavananda. Bhavananda's still there. Hello?
Yeah, and see, that's basically one of the points I was making, that you know, everyone, you know, not just speaking to you here, that everyone that hears this, that you know, Prabhupada goes just in general, you know, it has to just stop the infighting. You know, things have to be directed in the right way. If you want to attack somebody, you know, attack the people that are really responsible.
Well, that is why they shocked everybody, including Wendell Turley. He says, "What? You got people?" According to Turley, he said this was just evidence that there's a violent cult that wants to kill children. I mean, their letter simply confirmed to a lot of the children and to Turley and a lot of people that this is a violent anti-children cult. Their letter was evidence that there's a group of people within this religion that want to kill children. That is what their letter was, legal proof of that. They legally proved that there's a group of people who want to kill children in ISKCON. How does that help anything?
Yeah, I don't know. The whole letter is kind of strange to me.
Well, it makes a lot of sense. They wanted the victims to go. There's going to be a bloodbath in Dallas. That is a sensible explanation. They didn't say we want a bloodbath in Mayapur. They didn't mention Mayapur. They didn't mention Bhavananda. They didn't mention any of the leaders. They said we want a bloodbath in Dallas. That's exactly what the letter said, which just messed everything up.
Well, I've never, just for the record, I've never read any.
Well, yeah, because after I reported it to the police and the FBI and the Angelica police, they pulled it down. I was the person that had to work very hard to get that letter off the internet. That was a very damaging letter. It's saying we want to kill children. Hello. So, yeah, I had to do it. That's the problem. I'm in the middle of all these other problems, and they're creating a new problem. Now I got to call the Angelica police. Now I got to call the FBI. Now I got to do this, that, and the other to make up for the mess they're making. You see what I'm saying? And that's been going on ever since. I always have to write what happened with the Wendell Turley thing over and over and over again. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, the whole situation is just unfortunate. You know?
Well, yeah, but it didn't happen by accident. It happened because they wanted that. They intentionally wanted to foment this whole situation, and they did by writing that letter. They created a shitstorm, you know, and that's what they wanted to do. They wanted attention, and they got attention. And I called the police in Angelica, and they says, yeah, we know this guy Sanat. He's a crazy man. And yeah, we keep an eye. I said, you better keep an eye on this guy. He's threatening to kill children. They says, yeah, we know. He's a nutcase. He's a dangerous nut. We know that. Everybody in Angelica does not like this guy. We have to keep it. We are over there all the time. There's trouble in his house constantly. The guy's a troublemaker. So the police verified that, yeah, we already know all about Sanat. He is a problem. He gets into trouble all the time with his neighbors and this, that, and the other. So that's not what we should be doing. But then, after all that, then they put a letter on a big long thing, 5-6 pages of writing, that I'm on welfare, I'm on food stamps, I'm mistreating my children. My children were taken away by the welfare department. They wrote that. It's still on their site right now. So they attacked my family. They didn't just attack me, they attacked my children. You see what I'm saying? They attack children. Why always the children are getting attacked? Now, if you remember when Bill Clinton was the president, he had major people who hated his guts, but they never attacked his daughter. Everybody knew that's hands off, gloves off, you don't touch the children. Even of your worst enemy, you do not mention the children. But they got this whole thing on my website. My children were taken away. My children were being starved. All of it's on their website right now. They're attacking my children now. You don't attack children. And even the Karmis don't attack children. But that's the first thing they do. We're going to go to Dallas. We're going to go after the children. Then we're going to go after Pranjan's children. Why is that? Why don't they go after the bad guys? Let's all agree, hands off children. Even the Karmis don't go after my children or anybody else's children. They know that's off limits. But no, it's on their website now. Pranjan's on welfare. Pranjan's on food stamps. Pranjan this, that, and the other. Pranjan mistreats his children. Pranjan starves children. You know what I mean? It's like, what? And did they ever even ask my children what happened to them? Did they ever ask my daughter what she thinks about any of this? Did they ever ask my daughter if she was confiscated by the government and taken out of my hands? Did they ever even ask anybody to verify any of this? Nope. They just put all this crap up mentioning my children without even consulting my children. You see what I'm saying? Did they ever even talk to my daughter once about anything? Never. And she'll tell you that. She will tell you. These guys never asked her one word, how she was treated, what happened, was she being starved, was she taken away? Nope, never. They never verify. They just write a whole bunch of crap about me and my family, which even the Karmis wouldn't do against Bill Clinton. And it's been on their website for 5 years now. It's still there. So you see what I'm saying? They're going after children. Always. This is how the whole thing started. We're going to go after the children. And I said, you can't do that. And now it's worse. Now they're going after my children, in addition to all the other children. It never ends, So, and that's why my daughter just hates their guts, because they're mentioning her on their website without consulting her. They never asked her once. Does she like this? Does she approve? What happened? Nothing. Nothing. No consideration for children. Where is the consideration for others? And that's, if you notice, I don't write about other people's children. Even my worst enemies, I don't touch their children. Even if their children are drug addicts or whatever it is, I do not mention those children. That's off limits. One time I mentioned Tripurari's son, and the reason is he wrote to me, the son wrote to me, and asked me to publish his letter. Otherwise, I only print stuff about children when they write me, and they give me something that they want me to put up. Otherwise, I don't touch children. Other people's children are off limits. Am I right?
Yeah,
All right. Right, great.
I just want to fight with this stuff.
Well, then that's what they should do. They should not attack my children. They should take that off. That should be the starting point.
Yeah. What I think should happen is I think they should, take down all their stuff about you, and you should also take down,
All right, but like I say, they started this.
Take the truce, take down your stuff about them, and
All right, well, if you can negotiate, that would be fine. But I just wanted you to know they sent the letter to Turley. They did it. They started all this, and they forced me to respond, and so I have responded. Then they put this whole thing on their website about my children, so I had to respond to that.
That sucks,
It sucks.
It's retarded.
It
so,
is.
I mean, it basically has to stop.
I agree. Let's do that. I mean, if you can negotiate something. But I wanted you to understand, from my perspective, what's been going on here. I am being attacked. My family's being attacked. My children are being attacked. They're making my daughter cry. Why? Why are they mean to children? They want a bloodbath in Dallas. That's the children. Let's go after the bad guys. No, let's go after the children. What is wrong with that?
Well, I think a lot of it has to do with they think they're being attacked by your blogs. So.
Well, no, but this is way before the blog. They wrote that letter way when we were friends. We were friends at that time, and I said, look, the children are committing suicide. I'm going to take action to fix that. I got to do something because these kids are dying. We can't allow that. Because this will eventually blow up and become a huge news story. We're going to have a huge newspaper story saying, Hare Krishna children are committing suicide. We can't have that go on. Plus, I don't want people to die. Never mind the bad publicity. I do not want people, these are Prabhupada's children. I don't want them to die. So I said, I'm going to do something to save them. And I did. And I did.
Children to die.
And I did save them. I did say the suicides. Ask anybody. Ask Vadiraj. Ask people who know these Gurukulas. Ask Jwalamukhi. Jwalamukhi made a video. And she said, yes, after this case was filed, the suicides went down. She says that herself.
And see, I can understand that because, if you really did make the suicide stop, then that's good. And see, the whole thing, I think the whole reason people went against it is because of that one clause in there. I think it was like number 34 that names Prabhupada. But if the children themselves put that in there, I mean,
what can you do?
What can you do? I mean,
yeah, you can't do anything. Can you do anything now?
The defendants, so they basically,
right. But can you do anything now? Right now, they're not coming to the Berkeley Temple now. Why don't you go to them now and fix that? They hate Prabhupada now. They hate Krishna now. Why doesn't Sanat come out here? I know there's 200 Gurukulis living in the Bay Area easily. They never come to the temple. They hate Krishna. Why doesn't he come out here and sort that out? If he thinks it's easy to fix that, why doesn't he fix it? Come out here and fix it. Los Angeles, same thing. We got a whole bunch of Gurukulis down there. They hate Krishna. They don't like the ISKCON. They don't like Prabhupada. They eat meat. They smoke dope. They're out of it. They hate everything. Why doesn't he go down there and fix those people? If it's easy to fix, why doesn't he fix it? Has he fixed any of them? I don't know one that he's fixed, to be honest. Fix it. If it's easy to fix, do it. Just do it. But meanwhile, my children like Krishna. My children like Prabhupada. My children love Prabhupada. So why doesn't he say, why don't we follow what Pranjan did? Because his children like Krishna. And why do they like Krishna? Because they know I defend children and I help children. I don't want to kill any children. I don't say there's going to be a bloodbath of children. And my children know that. They know that I defend children. I help children. And that's why they have a favorable attitude about Prabhupada. Because they see my example. They know I'm the guy that helped the children. They know I'm the guy that helped prevent more suicides. My children know that, and they respect me for that, and that's why they respect Prabhupada. You see my point?
Yeah.
So it's very simple. They have to withdraw all this, but like I say, they started it. They started it, and who knows what could have happened. There was an ongoing negotiation. I was still talking to Turley. I was still talking to the children at that time. I was trying to get him to reword the case. We were discussing that. I was trying to fill him in on the history. I was trying to let him know. I was talking to some of the key children on the case. And all of a sudden, they write this letter, boof, that's it. Can't talk to Turley, can't talk to the children, a gag order. And guess who did that? Sanat and Mukunda did that. They stopped me from having the case reworded. They stopped me from negotiating. And I said that to them. I said, you've just stopped my... And they said, who cares? These kids have to die. We're going to have a bloodbath. Who gives a crap? That's what they said. It's exactly what they said.
Well, Sanat wrote this letter.
Okay, and Mukunda published it. Mukunda still promotes Sanat right now. And that whole big crap thing about my children, it's on Mukunda's site right now, today. He's with those guys, you know. So yeah, Sanat wrote it, and Mukunda promotes it. That's what's going on, you know. And now they're promoting Bhaktidas. Bhaktidas is the enemy of the Ritvik, and he's friends with all these Radhanath and all these people.
I don't know who Bhaktidas is.
Well, he's an anti-Ritvik guy. He's the #1 cheerleader of the GBC and the Gaudiya Math, and he's been that for 10 years easily. Everybody knows that. I've written extensively about Bhaktidas. So Sanat and Mukunda know he's a GBC clone because they have read my material where I've described that.
Oh, who's Pratyatosh?
Pratyatosh, he's an old Prabhupada devotee, and
Pratyatosh?
yeah, I think he lives up in Michigan somewhere. I mean, he's been around forever. His wife is Urmila, who she's an ISKCON lady, you know. But he left. I mean, he's a Ritvik. He's with us. They kicked him out a long, long time ago.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But see, he was reading my newsletters. I was reporting in my newsletter that the children are being, you know, are dying of suicide. He was reading that, and so he said, "This is a crisis. We got to do something." And he's the person who called Turley. And he said, "This is an emergency crisis. We got children dying over here. Can you help us?"
Okay.
So that's what Turley said. Well, if you have suicides going on, yeah, I'll do it. I mean, he just did it pro bono. He didn't even ask for any money. He just felt sorry for the children, that they're dying, you know. So Pratyatosh did that. Like I said, the only reason all this happened was because the kids were dying. It was a crisis, and nothing else was going to be done, and nothing else ever has been done. Has anybody sued anybody ever since? Never. Nothing has happened. So either it was Turley or nothing. You know, and by now it would all be in the newspapers that there's a suicide epidemic. There would be hundreds of victims dead by now.
And Turley happened what year?
Well, he started in '97, I think, you know, talking about it, negotiating, getting affidavits. The case was filed in '99 officially.
It still seems really late to me. I mean, doesn't it seem like something should have been done like a lot earlier than that?
Well, yeah. Well, no, I was writing about the suicides in like '95. Easily by '95. But I mean, I was writing about the whole thing in early 1980. I said, you got Bhavananda, you got child molesting. I was blowing the whistle on this the whole time.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous.
But nobody listened to me. I got kicked out of ISKCON. Everybody said, you're a crazy man, and blah, blah, blah.
Oh, you got kicked out of ISKCON?
Well, yeah. And that's one of the reasons I got kicked out is because I said I'm not going to put my kids in these Gurukula schools.
Oh.
I made a big announcement. I am not going to have my children involved in these schools. Period.
That was a good move.
Well, but you know, anybody else could have done that too. You know, everybody else could have pulled their kids out just like I did. There was no law that you have to keep your kid in that school. But what they had in England, they had like a 3 foot by 3 foot square picture of Jayatirtha's head. It was just a giant head, you know, in the Gurukula. And I just went in there and I said, that's it. My kids are never going to be in this school, ever. You know, I'm not going to have my kid looking at a 3 foot tall head of Jayatirtha. You know what I mean? So, you know, and then the GBC knew, they heard that I was protesting and they didn't like it, you know. But that's what started it.
I think I remember reading something somewhere, Bhaktiananda Goswami saying that you defamed him in your writings or something.
I what?
I don't know. I'm just going on memory here. Have you ever wrote anything about Bhaktiananda Goswami, or do you even know him?
I know him. You know, I can't remember his story. Is he a homosexual guy, or I'm not sure?
No, I think he's an intersex person.
Okay, yeah, I got it. Okay. I've had some exchanges with him. I've tried to be friendly with him. I tried to be respectful, you know, because I know he's got some major issues, you know what I mean? he seems to agree with me more or less. You know what I mean? Bhaktiananda. It rings some sort of a bell. Why? What did he say about me?
No, well, what I have what I have written down here is that he claims to have been slandered by you because I think he likes Radhanath Swami. So if
Oh,
I
okay.
remember
All right.
right,
Okay. Okay. Well, I mean,
I'm just curious.
if he said he supports Radhanath, then I would have said, yeah, that's wrong to do that. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
but I say that about Bhaktidas too. Bhaktidas says Radhanath is bona fide, and I say, hey, Bhaktidas, you're off. Anybody who supports, you know.
This is what I don't understand is how do people like Radhanath? I mean, I
Well,
don't get it.
most people don't know his history. You know, most people don't. But as far as Bhakta and Sanat and Mukunda, they all know Radhanath's history. So for them to still be promoting Radhanath by promoting, Bhaktidas, Bhaktidas is saying Radhanath is bona fide, and they're promoting Bhaktidas. What? Why? Bhaktidas goes and hangs out with all kinds of GBC people every year in India. He's friendly with all those guys. And then Sanat and Mukunda start advertising this guy. Yeah, what is with that? I mean, at least in India, they're innocent. They don't know the problems with Radhanath. But we do know over here. I mean, seriously. So I don't know. Why are they supporting corrupt people? That's another good question. They never answer that question. I've asked them for years. Why are you working with Bhaktidas? Why are you working with crazy people who are, corrupt and support these people?
Well, Bhaktiananda Goswami has said that he said that basically all the times that he was with Radhanath, he never saw any criminal activity.
Okay, well,
And like this, so
yeah.
I
Well,
think people just normally just kind of give people the benefit of the doubt. It seems.
yeah. Well, that's all fine, but I mean, but I know where Radhanath. I know that Radhanath is, was a big Kirtananda groupie, and
Yeah, I don't like him either.
so he's part of that. But anyway, so yeah, Bhaktinanda. I'm not picking on Bhaktinanda, but anybody who says I'm with Radhanath, then I'll go after them. That's not surprising, I mean, I just don't agree with Radhanath. But anyway, I think Prahlad keeps saying I'm lying. I haven't lied about anything. First of all, the police believe me, the media believes me, the FBI believes me. He's one of the very few people in the world who doesn't believe me. I mean, if you ask all the devotees who were reading my newsletter in 1999, they all remembered that I was talking about how Sanat and Mukunda were messing up the whole window Turley thing. And I was talking about how they wanted a bloodbath of the children. I was talking about all that stuff in my newsletters at the time. Everybody knows that. It's not a lie. It's what happened. Ask Yasodhanandan. Ask people who were there at the time, who remember what we were writing and what they were writing, and they'll tell you what happened. It's not a lie. This is what happened. And they put all this crap about me and my family on their website. It's still there now. It's not a lie. It's there today.
Yeah, it's unnecessary. And I mean, I do have this noted down that they would basically, agree to a truce. They said that they'll remove all that stuff, remove their blog, these kinds of things. So if you remove the blogs about plot and stuff, they will remove all their stuff. I mean, basically, what I want to happen, I just want everybody to get along.
No, I think that's good.
I think we have more and more similarities than differences, and the Prabhupada movements need to work together. There's already too much fighting going on, and we can't infight amongst ourselves.
No, I agree. I agree. But my policy, if you notice, I don't fight with any other Ritviks, ever. These guys started the fight. They wrote to Turley on their own. I told them, under no circumstances write to Turley. I'm in a delicate negotiation right now. Don't write to him. Don't mess me up. And they sent a letter to Turley and to the New York Times, of all people. They sent that letter saying that the children need to be chopped up to the New York Times News. Hello? You can't do stuff like that. So everything that I was trying to do, they wanted to mess it up. That's what happened. So they interfered with what I was doing, and they still are. They're still saying this is all lies. This is all, you know. And then right at that time, so I was doing three things in '97. In '97, I was getting the book changes lawsuit going, okay, which we won. We got
the EBTI.
Yeah, I was down in L.A. working on the lawsuit down there for that. I was trying to get original books. Guess what Mukunda writes to me? He writes to me saying, lawsuits are bogus, lawyers are nonsense, don't pay lawyers for anything. Hello? I'm trying to get the original books of Prabhupada here. And he writes me a letter saying I'm wasting my time on the book changes lawsuit. He doesn't want original books? Why not? I mean, he never explains any of this stuff.
Because they held the copyrights to the books, right?
Yeah, so I was in Los Angeles working with Gupta, working with Hansaduda, working with the whole group of people to put the lawsuit together. I was talking about the book changes issue in my newsletter. I stirred up interest, and then we got people to go after them with a lawsuit. And we won the lawsuit. But Mukunda was telling me, don't do this book changes lawsuit. He said lawyers are all nonsense. So he didn't want me to have the original books either. Hello, everybody wants the original books except him. He's the only Ritvik I know who said I was bogus for getting a lawyer to get the... Why does he say stuff like that? Does he want Jayad Veda's books? What does he want?
How do the people in ISKCON deal with this changed books thing? I mean, do they just buy?
Well, a lot of them like our idea that the books should not be changed. A lot of people in ISKCON are sympathetic to our idea. They don't like Jayad Veda.
Well, I'd hope so.
Yeah. So we have a lot of sympathy for our view, for sure. But what I'm trying to explain is that right in the middle of this time, I'm trying to get the book changes thing going. Is the same time I'm trying to get the window turley thing going. It's the same time that I'm getting the poison issue going. And Mukunda says Pranjan's a liar, Pranjan's a nonsense, Pranjan's working with lawyers, he's bogus. Okay, so he's hurting the poison issue, he's hurting the book changes issue, and he's hurting the child issue. He attacked everything I was doing. He said Pranjan is a nonsense, bogus, liar, rascal person. No one should listen to Pranjan. I'm saying Prabhupada's being poisoned, and Mukunda says I'm a liar. Well, who does that help? Who does that help? I'm saying Prabhupada's being poisoned. Mukunda says I'm a liar. Guess who he's helping? I'm saying the books should not be changed. He says it's all nonsense. Guess who he's helping? Why are they always helping those guys? And now they're with Bhaktidas? Hello, there's a pattern here. They keep going back to that group. You see my point?
Yeah, I mean, it all seems strange to me. So.
Well, there's a pattern. That's why I think they still have sympathy for those guys. Why are they always saying I'm coming out with the poison issue, that's bogus. I'm coming out with book changes, that's bogus. I say the children shouldn't die, that's bogus. Well, that's what the GBC says. You see my point? They're saying exactly what the GBC are saying. That's what they say. That's what Tamal said. And speaking of Tamal, Tamal didn't go to India for 7 years because he had a premonition that he would die in India. Okay?
No kidding.
Yeah.
What? And what? He told everyone this?
No, he told everyone. Because the GBC was begging, publicly. He says, I don't want to go. He said, something might happen to me. Yeah, he said that. So what happened was the Window Turley case was filed. Okay? And then they begged Tamal. They said, Tamal, you have to come to India to discuss the Window Turley case. He says, no, I'm not coming because I don't want to go to India. And they says, but the Window Turley thing, so in other words, the Window Turley thing lured Tamal to India. Okay? And as a result of Tamal being lured to India by the Window Turley case, he died. He was killed at the meeting. He left the meeting and was killed. So to understand what happened here, me in helping the Window Turley case got Tamal killed. Why wouldn't Mukunda and Sanat be happy that the person who poisoned Prabhupada was killed? They're not happy about it. They're still begrudging that. Oh, Pranjan was so nasty. Well, I got Tamal killed. Oh, well, that's bad. Why is that bad? You mean you want the poisoners of Prabhupada to live? What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? You want the guy who killed Prabhupada to live. Why? Why? They never explain this. They never explain this, Prabhu. They wanted Tamal to live. They said, I should not have this because now Tamal's dead. Well, why are they angry that Tamal is dead? Everybody else was ecstatic. Everybody. They said, Pranjan, you did a good job. This guy's dead. Fantastic. We're happy. Sanat Mukunda, not happy. The only people who are not happy. Why?
No, that's not true. Sanat and Mukunda don't like Tamal.
But why are they saying that me getting him killed was a bad idea? I got him killed. I got Tamal killed. Why is that bad?
That's not bad.
Well, why don't they say that? Why don't they just say, Pranjan, you did a good job here. We don't need Tamal on the planet.
When they see this.
What?
Maybe they will when they see this.
All right, well, good. Let's hope so. Let's hope so. You know, they got to start realizing, you know, you can't work with Bhaktidas. Bhaktidas is friends with the Tamal people, the Radhanath people. They should be working with me, not with these guys. They should have helped me with the book changes issue. They should have helped me when I said the children are dying. They shouldn't have said the children need to die in Dallas. They should have said the people who need to die are the perps and the leaders. Those are the people who should die. And then I get one of them dead and nothing. They don't care. They're still on my back like glue. You know what I mean? They don't even care that I got the small guy killed. They don't. In other words, what does it take to satisfy these people? I saved the children from dying. They don't think that's a good idea. I got the bad guy killed. That's not a good idea. What is a good idea for these people? How much blood do they want here? I gave a lot of blood here, to get this done. They want more blood. They're not happy. Why? And then they go after my family. Why? And no, they don't even consult my family. They don't ask my daughter, why did they do that? They know it's going to, they do that to cause her anguish. That's why they did that. They know she's going to suffer. My daughter's going to suffer. My daughter's going to read their crackpot stuff, and she's going to cry. Why are they doing that to someone else who's not even related to all this?
Yeah, that's not good.
It sucks, And if you don't believe me, ask her. She will tell you how much she hates these people. She absolutely hates these people. Because they're always attacking her father and attacking her. For what? For what? It doesn't benefit anybody.
Yeah, it seems like it's just a big waste of time.
It is. It is. Anyway, hopefully you can communicate with these guys and try to sort some of this out. Because I think you're much more reasonable than they are. I think you get it. I think you do understand this issues and the problems that they are creating. They created this whole mess. They created it all themselves. I'm simply responding. They're attacking. I'm counterattacking. Period. The whole time. I did not attack them. We were good friends. And then all of a sudden, and then this Turley thing came up, and I says, okay, don't write to Turley, and don't write to the New York Times, and they just start writing. They don't care. They don't care about me. They don't care about the children. I don't know what it is. But I
would encourage you also to make more YouTube videos. I like your ISKCON history and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, I should do that. I will try to do that, and I will do that. I will make more of them. I think I should just go.
There's a whole new generation like me that's basically just like clueless.
Yeah. I understand.
And not out there, so.
Right.
I mean, it's there to read, but when you actually hear someone's voice, it's it's much better. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, hopefully you can. I just wanted to clue you in on what's going on because I think now you got a much clearer idea of the history of this whole situation. So if I'm a liar, how come the police believe me, the FBI believes me, the media believes me, and most of the devotees believe me? I mean, it's just a little tiny group of guys, Prahlad and Sanat Mukunda, who say I'm a liar, but everybody else, no one else says that. And I've had Gurukulis crying, thanking me for helping them live. They said, thank God, I would be dead now. You know what I'm saying? Don't they appreciate that? That these people were, they were going to die. You know what I mean? Seriously, there would have been 100 deaths easily. And but there was also a second set of deaths coming from girl coolies who were just overdosing. They were just taking drugs, and they were just dying from OD. You know what I mean? So we would have had 100 of them blow their brains out. We would have had 100 die from drugs. I stopped that. Don't I get? Isn't that good? What? I don't understand why they think that's wrong. I just do not get it. You know, do they want children to be dead? What do they want? And the problem is, I've asked them this since 1999. What do you want? Just tell me what you want. I'll try to help you out here, but they never tell me. And now Prahlad says, I have to apologize. I have to apologize because the children lived and Tamal died? Are you crazy? Everybody wanted the children to live. Everybody wanted Tamal to die. I have to apologize that that happened? Why? Everybody agrees with me that these are good things. Who agrees with Prahlad that the children should die and Tamal should live? Who agrees with that? Nobody. Nobody agrees with Prahlad.
Well, Prahlad's not saying that. Prahlad doesn't like Tamal. I mean, he likes children.
Well, then he should be on my side because I am the person that saved these children from dying, from being dead. And I'm the guy that got Tamal dead. So that is what I did. He should be applauding that, like everybody else is. All of my friends, all the other devotees, many of the Guru coolies, they're happy as clams that I got this together, that I saved their lives, and that I got rid of Tamal. They're happy about that. The only people begrudging that are Sanat, Mukunda, Prahlad. That's it. That's the only. Everybody else is with me. Believe me, everybody is.
So okay. So just for the record, though.
Okay.
So Tamal never went to India, and the Turley lawsuit is what?
Yep.
Forced Tamal to go to India?
Well, I mean, the GBC insisted that he come, and he didn't want to go, but he went anyway, and that's why he's dead. After he left the meeting about discussing Window Turley, he was killed. He's dead because of the Window Turley, yes.
I think there's some spiritual forces in India that took care of it.
Well, that's what he was worried about, you know? He had a premonition. If I go to India, it could be bad, and he was right. So I got him to go there. Hello? I am the person that got him to go there. I should be getting credit for killing the guy who killed Prabhupada. Nope, they don't want to give any credit. They're not happy that happened. Why? Everybody else is jumping up and down for joy that Tamal is gone. They're the only guys begrudging that. Why? They never explain. Never. You know, I asked them, what is wrong with you guys? And now you're working with Bhaktidas, the guy who's with the Tamal group? Hello?
Well, they're not working with Bhaktidas.
Well, Bhaktidas became a big speaker on their group. They made a group against me on Facebook. And Bhaktidas was recruiting people to that group. He was working directly with Prahlad. Prahlad was recruiting people, and so was Bhaktidas. Bhaktidas became Prahlad's right-hand man on that group. I know. I have people on that group who told me, who are watching that group. They said Prahlad was recruiting people to that group, and so was Bhaktidas. They were working hand in glove together. You know that group that Panchali started?
Yeah.
Well, Bhaktidas was one of their first recruits. They got Bhaktidas on that group. And Bhaktidas became a big loudmouth speaker on that group. And he was recruiting people to that group. So they're working with Bhaktidas on that group. Hello. People tell me that. I'm not stupid.
Bhaktidas is a Western person? Like a white guy?
Yeah, he's a white guy, yeah.
About how old is he?
He's about my age.
About your age?
Yeah.
Okay.
But, you know, he's caused a lot of trouble. He was arrested for selling $6 million worth of designer drugs by the FBI.
Holy cow!
Yeah. Then he fled to Thailand. Then while he's in Thailand, he goes to Puri. He's arrested for gang rape on a minor in Puri.
Oh, that's the person we have the picture of that's behind the bars, right?
I don't know what picture that is, but yeah, he was behind bars. He was in jail for 6 years in Puri.
In jail in India somewhere.
Yeah, in India, yeah, for 6 years.
Yeah, I think I saw a picture of that.
So this guy, why are they working with this guy at all? He's trouble. He's trouble.
We got to work it out. We gotta figure all this out.
Well, that's what you got. That's what the first thing they got to figure out. Why are they promoting this guy's video? Why are they putting this guy on their group? Why? After he's been arrested for all this stuff, you know what I mean? And he's caused so much bad publicity for ISKCON with all this stuff. I mean, his $6 million bust was in all the newspapers in California for years.
And what was his position in ISKCON?
Well, he was running the spiritual sky incense business for a while.
Oh.
But the bottom line is he's compromised with the GBC. He's compromised with the Gaudiya. We shouldn't be advertising him at all. We shouldn't be making a video with him to have him speak on our site. We shouldn't be connected to this guy. We shouldn't be putting him on our Facebook group and making him a loudmouth spokesperson over there for the group. You know? Why? The guy is bad news. I mean, designer drugs kill people, you know, apart from everything else. So,
bad stuff.
Anyway, they gotta get away from those. This is what I'm trying to say. All along, they keep seeming to have sympathy for these people and no sympathy for me. We're gonna kill the children. Well, what about the GBC? Oh, they get away. We don't mention killing them. We only mention killing. Okay. You're with the GBC then. We don't want to sue the GBC for the book changes issue. Okay, you're with them then. Oh, Pranjan brought out the poison issue. He's a crazy, mad, fool, liar. Oh, okay, so you're helping them. You're helping the poisoners. Why? I just need an explanation. If they have an explanation, I need to hear it. I haven't heard it since 1999. That's been my question the whole time. Why are you helping those guys? And why are you now still with those guys, with Bhaktidas? When are you going to come clean and just work clean straight up with us and get rid of all this baggage you got here? Just do it, you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm waiting for the day for that to happen. But maybe you can make it. Maybe you can make it happen. But now you got the arguments. You can go back to them, and you know, say, hey, guess what? You know, you got to explain this stuff. You can't just do these things without explaining it. You're attacking Pranjan on the saving children. You're attacking Pranjan on the book changes. You're attacking Pranjan on the poison issue. You're attacking Pranjan because he got Tamal killed. You're just attacking this guy constantly. Well, why don't you recognize that these things that he's doing are good things and needed things, necessary things that have to be done? You know? And why are you attacking his children? Hello? I mean, it just, you know what I mean? Just ask them on my behalf, when are they going to quit? And then I could quit easily. But
yeah.
But if they're going to attack, I will counterattack anybody, whether it's Bhaktidas, these guys, anybody, and they should know that by now. If I'm attacked, I'll counterattack. If they don't know that, they're foolish, you know. And that's why I'm alive today, because I don't take crap. You know, if people come after me, I go to the police. I get help. I go to the media. I do this. I don't just sit back and I'm not like every other devotee who just rolls over and gets beaten up and killed. No, not me. I'm going to make sure the FBI knows all about this. I'm going to make sure there's going to be a major shitstorm if they come after me, and they know that, and that's why I am alive. You know, everybody knows that about me. So if these guys think they're going to attack me and I'm just going to roll over, no, not going to happen. I'm going to counter. You punch me in the head, I'm going to punch you in the head. I will defend myself, and that is a Vedic principle. You know, in the Bhagavad Gita it says if you're attacked, you can counterattack, and that's all I've done. They've attacked me, and I've countered. If they don't like being attacked, well, they shouldn't start. They should not have started this fight. You know, they wanted a fight, and they got one. They wanted this.
Yeah, we're gonna figure it out.
Okay, great, good. I'm glad you're. You know, I'm super glad that you are who you are, and that you have a connection with them and with me, and so you can be like a relay person, and you know, get back to them and see what you can do with all this stuff.
Yeah, because I still think a lot of it is misunderstanding.
Well, it may be, may not be, whatever. But these are the issues that have to be sorted out. It's pretty simple.
Okay, so I guess we will end here.
Great.
Hopefully it recorded for you. I don't know if it recorded on my end because I never tried it this way before. So
okay.
I don't know. So hopefully it worked your way. And
yeah, I think
it's uploaded on YouTube so everyone can hear.
Okay. Great.
So thank you. Thank you